Greetings, blessings, and a royal welcome to my channel. This is I Am Life and Light Productions, and Just Sparks. I am your host. Blessed love today, royal welcome to How to Be Godly Part 5. Today's lesson is Do As You Want Done. And I shortened it because, I couldn't write it full in the title of the video. So it's in full, do to others as you want done to you. So we give thanks once again. Mighty art of Sabbath remembrance to each and every eye out there. All those who observe their Sabbath, keeping it holy, do remember it is a state of mind, a state of consciousness, where you dwell in your state fulfilled, keeping that state holy, being loyal to that state, being faithful to that state till you see it manifest in your life. So we do give thanks once again. Royal welcome to each and every eye. May each and every household be filled with love, joy, wealth, and health, and prosperity and all the goodness of the kingdom. We do give thanks once again. Yes, So, How to Be Godly Part 5. Do as you want done. Simplified to do to others as you want done to you. Seeing that in the realm of manifestation, that the things them that you desire of your Father in heaven, which is the universal mind, which is the power, the awareness, the consciousness that you are. If you desire anything of the Father, you would like to receive it of the Father. You see it? So, in order to receive of your Father, you have to do accordingly. You see it? So, in other words, you have to give, in order to receive, so your Father could give to you. You see it? So, when it says do to others as you want done to you, when you do to a person, your Father will do that to you. So if you're stingy with someone, your Father in heaven will be stingy with you. And remember, the Father is one mind. So one mind, it's indivisible. It's the same. So it's not divided. So what you do to someone shall surely be done to you. You see it, For whatever you put out, you shall receive. It's the law of attraction. You get what you give. So whatever you're given in thought, whatever you're given in action, that is what you're receiving in life as your compensation. You see it? So do as you want done. If you want your Father in heaven, which is your divine consciousness, your awareness, your intelligence, to give you whatever you want, then try by all means to give those that come to you whatever they desire. You see it? As long as it's in your, in your possession or your ability to do it. Do it. Do not withhold it. Because if you withhold it, then your Father in heaven shall withhold what you desire from you. So it's a perfect balance. It's a perfect reflection. Life is perfect. Life gives to us that which we are. Nothing less, nothing more. You see it? That which we are is what we will get. You see it? So we have to sharp tune ourselves, sharp tune who we are into the being or the character that receive all that he desires. That's why in our school of thought, I teach every man that we ought to think for ourselves. you know, and I want each and every one to take that thought to the core. Think for yourself. Yes, I. No matter what situation, what problem, no matter what it is, think for yourself. You see it? Because thinking is a spiritual activity. And when you think, you're acting upon the universal mind. And whatever you think is being manifested into the material world for you to experience. So it's very important for us to think for ourselves. Don't have anyone thinking for us. You know, the reason why the world is the way it is because the majority allow the few to do all the thinking for them. And then they follow after the few. And then they complain and say, oh, this is not like it, and they don't like this, and whatever the case may be. But they are the ones that are allowing the few to do all of their thinking for them. Therefore, they become slaves. Yes, right. And not masters. You know, I want to talk about a thing since I bring up that slave thing, you know. Yeah, because I'm not straight from the point. It's the same thing anyway. Yes, right. When you speak about slave and the making of a slave, you know, you got to go forward to the Bible. Yes, right. You see that book they call the Bible? I realize the mind science of that book is if you take the book outwardly, you will become a slave. If you take the book inwardly and interpret it metaphysically, inwardly, you will become master of your reality. Yes, right. So the book, yeah, it's one of those books there. It's unlike any other. Maybe that's why it's the most selling book out there. Maybe that's why it's in mostly everyone's household, you know? Because the book now, when you see the speak about Adam and Eve, right? And then they speak about Cain and Abel. Yes, right? Cain and Abel are consciousness of Adam. Yes, right? Now Adam and Eve is one being. Adam being the consciousness, the intelligence within, and Eve being the body. Yes, right? Now Cain is the consciousness that is birthed when you deprive someone of something. Yes, right. And that is the beginning or the making of a slave. Yes, right? Because only a slave is deprived of his rights. A free man is not deprived of his rights. So when you're reading the beginning with Adam and Eve, and it says that God told them in the garden, of all these trees you must eat of, and the one tree you must not eat of it. You see? It's depriving. You see? And when you deprive someone, you create in them resentment and animosity when they're not forgiven. You see it? Because this is a one-time thing, you know. You hear the story go, God created Adam and Eve, his first creation. Let's just say that, right? And place them in a garden of perfection, right? And they are like children in the garden. They're there to learn, right? They don't know everything, obviously. So they have to learn. Who have to teach them? God, right? So now they're in the garden. And of all the trees and everything in the garden, God, who is their teacher, shows them one tree and tells them, of this tree you don't eat. Right? Now, according to consciousness, intelligence, curiosity, a child would like to understand more of why shouldn't I touch that? Why shouldn't I eat it? Right? And the child mind that Adam is in went and ate it. Now, when he went and ate it, right? And God came before him, before God showed mercy and forgiveness, God showed condemnation and say, because of this wrong, you shall by the sweat of your brow eat bread. So now you have to work for where you know what you need, work for where you have to get now. It's not free to you no more like in the garden. And you're kicked out. Adam is kicked out of the garden. You see? Now, when this happened to someone, a child, say you have a child, your child is born and, you know, your child is in the house, you know, and, you know, you have to prepare a safe space for that child. So you wouldn't really put anything there dangerous that, you know how a child is swift, that when you're not looking, the child can easily get to it and mess with it. You see? Now the child knows nothing. You tell the child, don't touch that, because if you touch that, this is going to happen. Do the child know what that is? The child don't even know what you're saying, because the child don't have the understanding yet. We have to think. You see? So as the child don't have the understanding, and the child end up going and touch the same thing you tell it don't touch, what would you do? Would you condemn the child and beat the child? Would you cast the child out of the room and say, don't come back in the room no more? What would that cause in the child? That will cause the child to fall in a state of resentment, in a state of anger, you see, in a state of being rejected, you know, because the child know himself that he ain't do no wrong. He didn't even know. And even if he tried, he is not wrong. You see it? So this state, what they call Cain, is a state of consciousness that one's fall in when you come into this creation as a child. And most of I and I falls into that state by our very parents. You see it? And the making of Cain is born. You see it? Sometimes you will wonder, if God is so powerful, all powerful, then why when Cain was born, he didn't just destroy him and then send him out in the earth? But it showed now he forgave Cain for killing Abel and then send him out in the world with a mark that no one should touch him. We have to think about these things, you know. You see it? So Abel, how Abel is born. Abel was born after Cain and Abel was thrown out of the garden, right? And you get this story in the lost books of the Bible and the forgotten books of Eden, where they said after Adam and Eve was thrown out of the garden, they decided that they will go to a body of water, and they will go neck deep to the body of water, and they will stay there and fast and pray until the Father, God, allow them back into the kingdom or into the Garden of Eden. You see it? So after they stayed there days and days and days, it says that God came to them inquiring what they're doing. You know, and then when they explained to him that they're not going to leave from here, they're not going to eat any food, they're not going to do anything until you let us back into the garden. To which God said, no, you can't really do that. You know what I'm saying? But in any sense, they should have been serving him like that in the kingdom, in Eden, you know, of which they wouldn't have no choice to do it. Everything is there. You see it? So all of these are signs, metaphysical signs to show us certain things. You see it? So now, After God saw that they were faithful in that fast towards him, that they want to enter back into Eden, he turned to them and said, he shall forgive them and have mercy, but he shall not let them back into the garden until 5,000 years later when his son is born. You know, now we ain't got to go into the 5,000 years and the son, but understand, after that forgiveness is when Abel was born, the child that was shown mercy and forgiveness, as apart from Cain, the child that was shown rejection and condemnation. You see it? These are states of consciousness that we have to be aware of. We have to check ourselves, see if we're holding the consciousness of Cain or if we're holding the consciousness of Abel. Are we condemning others for the wrong that they do? If we are, then we are holding the consciousness of Cain. You see it? Now, all of these things now shows us that one of the consciousness was chosen, right, to be the keeper of the kingdom. And that consciousness was Abel, the consciousness of mercy and forgiveness. So when you're portraying or showing mercy and forgiveness, you're showing the consciousness of Abel, and therefore you will be in control of your kingdom, which is your mind, the mind space. You see it? If you're Cain and you're condemning, then that very mind is going to be condemning you. You're not in control of the mind. You know what I'm saying? So therefore the mind will have you out of control and condemn you as you are condemning others. You see it? Life is pretty simple. You get what you give. You see it? So that's why thinking for yourself is the greatest business in all of creation. Learning to truly think for yourself. And I want the eyes them to really sit down and think about that, what it means to think for yourself, Think of yourself as a child, From a child coming up, you have been taught. You see it? And those instructions that you got from a child, many of I and I have not turned from it to this day. So think about that. The way that you're operating is not your own. You was taught so by others. It's time to rearrange and switch. Regain control of self by learning to think for yourself. Enter within in the silence. Yeah, it is a physical stillness where you quiet your body and you go into your mind. In there you will find all the answers. But you have to be honest with self. Completely honest. You have to strip off everything and become naked before yourself. And then, from that state, start to clothe yourself with righteousness, with the things them that you desire, with goodness, you see it? With glory and power and honor, you see it? Only then shall you reclaim who you are, reclaim your identity. Because this is what the fight is about. This fight is about I and I identity. And I don't even know how great and powerful and mighty our very identity, our very being is. Think about it, And I have been giving away our identity for little or nothing for years. Time for I and I to reclaim it. Yes, right? See the power that we are. Come to the fullness of the glory that we are. We are the creators. We are God. Yes, right? And the man that you see before you is God expressed in physical form. Yes, right? The man that you see before your mirror is God, the creator, expressed in physical form. So what is the difference between God and man? Father and Son. They are one. It is one being, one consciousness, one spirit, one life, one light. And that is eternal. It haveth no end nor beginning, but it is the beginning and ending of all things in this world. You know? So, royal welcome once again to Iman School of Thought, you know, where I teach I and I to just free ourselves from the bondage of narratives, because our fight is against principalities and powers, spiritual wickedness in high places. Yes, right? And we must understand the meaning of that. Yes, right? Principalities is but your dignities, the things them that you stand upon. The powers are those that are in power, that is given the certain principalities for us to follow. Spiritual wickedness in high places, word wickedness in high places, people who are speaking evil words in high places. This is what we're fighting against. We cannot follow their narrative. We cannot follow the way they want us to live. Yes, right. We have to learn to think for ourselves. Understand? When you think for yourself, you create your own reality. Yes, right. And all that is in your reality must abide by your consciousness. The conscious state that you're in, the world around you must obey. You are the operative power. And apart from you, there is no power working in your life. You are the only power working in your life. From thought and feeling proceeded all expressions of experience. Yes, right. You know, so we do give thanks to the eyes them, you know. Each and every eye, know that the eyes them presence is truly the gift. And that gift is life, which is eternal, which we all are. Life. And life taketh care of life. We see it in nature. Yes, right. And if you can see it in nature, it must reflect within you. Your life, your consciousness, your intelligence must by all means take care of you, take care of itself. Yes, right. And this is done through the art of thinking. Whatever we think upon, we impress upon the universal, or that God element, that creative element, to go forth and be projected through the sun. Yes, the only begotten sun that riseth, seemeth to rise every morning in the sky. And from there, project our reality to us. Our human imagination, our eye within, of which we are, the living word, is expressed physically as the sun. You see it. So these things here we must over, and we must come to a realization of who we are in creation. And we must realize that we must really come out of the narratives, you know. come out of this age-old war between light and darkness, between good and evil. There is no such thing. It is all an illusion to keep the mind divided. And once the mind is divided, then the world, the reality that you experience shall be a divided reality, which is one of chaos. Yes, right. Remember, light and darkness are both alike. They are one. Light is darkness in motion. Darkness is light at rest. Consciousness. Consciousness at rest is darkness. Consciousness in motion is the spark, just sparks, the light. Yes, right. So the darkness and the light is the same. Out of darkness came great light. The darkness is the very light that you see. When the light comes, where does it come from? Where does the darkness go? When the light is gone, where does the light go? And where does the darkness come from? It is one. Different, two separate extremes of the same whole. So there is no fight, no war between light and darkness. It is the same energy, the same spirit. The darkness is the light. It transforms from dark to light. The mother is the father. The darkness, the mother, is the father, the light. You see it? So the mind of I and I should not be divided. Our kingdom shall not be divided, else it cannot stand. Our kingdom must be united. There must be only one power in rule, for there is only one power in rule. From the I goeth forth good or evil. Where is it coming from? Two separate places? No. It is coming from the one source within the I, from where all power dwells, all authority dwells, all dominion dwells. You see it? So this is what I and I must overs. When it comes to the awakening, yes, the awakening is a thing of acceptance, not a thing of, separation and condemnation and, oh, when you become awakened, you will be so mean and, oh, you're going to cut off these people and cut off that people. No. When you are awakened, you will realize that we are all one. And we all deserve a right in creation. We are all the same being, none different from the other. Regardless of label, we are one, label are one. Because the treasure of one man will be the garbage of a next man. And we must take that into account. Because the good of one man will be the evil of the next man. You see it? So if the thing that a man is doing can be called good and evil at the same time, then what is good and evil? But a construct within creation to differentiate the two extremes of the same power. So understand, when you read the Bible now and you read it externally now, it will make you into a slave. You will not know your power. And you will give your power to others to have rule over you. you will fall from your grace. And now, by the sweat of your brow, shall you eat bread, because you ain't no longer using your mind to think and create for yourself. You're gone outside into the world and think so you have to chase it out there. You see it? And that is the fall, the coming out of the kingdom. When you believe in that the material world is the foundation of life, you fall from heaven. You fall from the kingdom of your mind. And you become a slave in creation. To the very creation that you created to come now and experience. And it's not our fault. You see it? We wasn't taught this way. We could have been. And if we were taught this way, life will be much more simpler, much more enjoyable, much more rejoicing, much more harmony. You know, but we can't even question the past. We just have to look at the now. And what is now? Now must always be what we're desiring it to be. And nothing else. Think for yourself. What are you desiring right now? And you put your thought on that. Love it. Be obedient to it. Be loyal to it. You see it? Be loyal to that thought. Be faithful to that thought. Don't let that thought escape your very awareness. And when you can do that, you will establish perfection in creation. You will become that which you will to be. You see it? But it takes discipline. And it takes going within. And it really takes self-stripping. It takes real, I would say, honesty with self. You have to be completely honest. You see it? And when you're completely honest, then you will realize, say, yo, you can't condemn no one. You know what I'm saying? If you understand the backlash of karma, you know what I'm saying? The backlash of cause and effect. Yeah. Bring yourself to a tragic end. You see what I'm saying? You know? So we got to over these things. You know? So I do give thanks to the eyes, them joining in, you know. Yeah, let me read some of the comments to see what is going on here. You know? Yes, Elizabeth, if it's still around, blessed love. Destiny, likewise, royal blessings. Yes, esoteric, blessings, my Lord. And well, the next one is Rasta U Foundation, honorable blessings, my Lord. Heart of Sabbath, remembrance to the eyes them. We do give thanks to the eyes them, royal presence. Yes, right, remembering that the eyes them presence is the gift, and that gift is life, which we all are. What's going on? You all need something? You all good? You all could start. Tell Tafari to start. Go and wake him up. Tell him start. Yes, right. Give thanks to the eyes them, royal presence, you know. You know, more love and glory to each and every eye, you know. Yeah, man, non-dual. You know, we got to learn also in life, right? In this new becoming, in this renewal, in this rebirth. Because remember, the resurrection is not of the dead, but of the living. We have to be able to resurrect ourselves from one state to another. You see it? From a state of poverty to a state of wealth. We have to be able to do it from a state of sadness to a state of joy. We have to be able to resurrect ourselves at will. So we have to learn to believe in our word. Believe in the word that we speak. The word that we speak is our Christ. It is the Christ. It is the one that is creating all that we experience in our life. Yes, right. And we are the Father with which Christ, the Word, dwells. You see it? We send forth Christ to create with every word that we speak it. And Christ, the faithful Son, that do it just as the Father desire it, goeth out there and create for us the very reality that we are thinking exists in our mind. You see it? So we have to know these things. Come back to self. Come back to who we really are. Come back to the truth. Come back to the promise. The promise of life ever living. You see it? Because life is ever living. You see it? All that you see was, and those that was is to come. And there is nothing new under the sun. It is one consciousness. That's why when a one come again, he have no remembrance of self, because it's one pure consciousness come again. The same consciousness come pure again. You see it? And we must over these things. You see, there is no condemnation in life. You see, there is only perfection. You see, and once we gain perfection of life, there is no boundaries for I and I. We shall live life as life ought to be lived, eternally. You see it? Because the very physical body that today we call flesh and bones, that is presenting itself, expressing itself as flesh and bones, we will in time come to see is pure light. And with more focus of thought, we shall transform this today called physical body into a body of pure light energy. You see it? It is who we are. You see it? For remember, out of the darkness which we are, cometh the light which we are. We are the light and the darkness. Close your eyes. You see the darkness that you are. Envision a thought. You see the light that you are. You are the light and the darkness. You are the mother and the father. You are the one creating your son, your reality, your experience. You know? So we do give thanks once again for the eyes them joining in. You know, royal blessings to each and every household. You know, as we come together and as we learn in creation, we share and teach so that we may learn more, to share and teach more. You know, the more I give, the more I receive. You see it? And it is my joy and my pleasure to give to the eyes them. You know, that the eyes them too may go and search for the eyes themselves and see that the glorious kingdom of heaven truly is within. Yes, right. And it's no bogus, no gimmick, nothing. And by learning to have faith, building your faith, which is controlling your thoughts in a specific thing only, is all the power you need in life to proceed. There is nothing greater in life than faith and your ability to use it. You see it? And understanding destiny, and that your destiny, which you think is far ahead of you, is but the very state that you're standing in now. The very feeling that you have concerning the world around you and yourself is your destiny. It is what is shaping your reality of experience, your sight. So this all has to do with inner work. We're not here to save the outer world per se. We save ourselves. And by saving ourselves, we save the reality that we're in. You know, it come again like, you know, like a video game, because this was just flashed to me, you know. We're there in a video game simulation, like in an arcade room. And each of I and I is hooked up to a game. The whole game is one, but each I is within our own game. And the game is responding to I, only to I. Imagine that. So that now, within your reality now, it becomes even simpler. Because check it now, nothing can happen without your will. So now you break the matrix now. The matrix is completely broken apart. Proper thinking will change the course of all things in life, all things on earth. You sight. But it needs a firm belief, a strong heart. Yeah. And that's what we're building. That is what is coming right now. You know, they want to call it whatever they want to call it, age of Aquarius, you know, awakening, whatever they want to call it. It is what is happening now. We are all rising to who we are, rising to our potential. You sight. And each one teach one, because none are greater than the other. Because if I sit down within myself and call myself great, I must remember that my son, who is 5 years, shall be greater than I am. Yes, right. And is already greater than I am because he is learning everything that I know now at his age of 5. So in his course of life, with his experience and learning, adding to what he has learned from me, makes him a greater man than I could have ever been. You see it? So greatness is but a thing of the past. That's how you got to put it. Because you're great today, tomorrow, there is someone greater than you. So what is really greatness? You know? So it's all about sharing, it's all about caring. It's all about putting out the truth. You know what I'm saying? Putting out what is experience. So the eyes them could really know and understand what is. Your sight. We are in control. And we must learn to control our mind space fully before we seek for any sort of material gain or anything like that. Your sight. Find self first. Seek the kingdom of heaven first, and then all things shall be added. Your sight. When you accomplish seeking the kingdom, you will realize that all things is but a vague shadow that passes away. And the real kingdom is the world within. Your sight. You will overse that happiness is a state of mind, a conscious state. Your sight. And it has nothing to do with material things. You see it? That conscious state of happiness is what brings all material things that coincides with that state to keep you in happiness. You see it? Those are the expressions of your very happiness that you're holding within you. So if you want material things, become joyful and happy within for no reason. And you will receive material things that will make you feel joyful and happy for no reason. You know? So coming back to our lesson for today, do as you want done. You know? If you want your divine awareness, your divine consciousness to give you at will, learn to give at will. Your sight. If you have children home, when they ask to do something, don't deprive them of it. Allow them. Because the same mind in you that is depriving your children is the same mind in you that will deprive you of the very desire that you're desiring. And you'll be wondering within, oh, why it's taking so long. But the reason is because you are depriving the ones them that are around you. Just like the scripture tell you, the only way you can serve God is by serving the ones them that are around you, You see, overstand, how you treat someone is how you're asking God, your creator, your word, your thoughts, your imagination. You're asking it to treat you the same way. Just by the way you treat someone, just by the way you look at them, you're asking your imagination to have people look at you like that way too. You only get what you give. You see it? And nothing else. You see it? So we have to learn to become that person, that person of virtue, Yeah, that true person of virtue, and truly show it one to another. You see it? So that our very awareness, our very being may exalt us to that state of virtue. You see it? And when all around look upon you, you will be just like the city that is set upon the hill that cannot be hid. And you will understand that you are the salt of the earth, meaning you are the one that is giving the whole earth its flavor. You see it? No one else. You alone. I give the whole earth its flavor. You see it? So it comes forward now to the importance of a united kingdom, a united mind as a part from a divided kingdom, a divided mind, a mind where good and evil exist. Yes, I. So we give thanks to that, Yeah, man. Esoteric? Yeah, man. Yes, just as Marcus say, intelligence rule the world, ignorance became came the burden. Yeah, or ignorance bear the burden. You know what I'm saying? When you want to be ignorant and not intelligent, not understanding how life work and operate, then you will just become another victim to the system. You see it? Yes. Unconditional. A grape is unconditional, self-giving. Yes, sovereign love. That's right. Great Father is I. The great Father, the I is. Yes, naturally, for it is one consciousness, and that consciousness you see in form all around you, in everything, in the piece of wood that you see on the floor that you say might be rotting and you want to turn up your nose against and say, hey, throw it to the corner. Yes, that is same consciousness expressed as that. This right. So we have to understand the fullness of beauty and what it really is. That all things carry beauty. Yeah. All things carry beauty. Yeah. And we must learn to watch labels and don't take upon ourselves the labels of others. Coming forward to thinking for ourselves. Yes, right. We must think for ourselves. It is, as I said, the greatest business. Scientific correct thinking is the great business of life. Besides, without proper thinking, you will wrought disaster upon your whole life. For your whole life. Without the proper way of thinking. And that's why they build the schools. And they made it mandatory that everybody go to school. So that everybody learn the system's way of thinking. Yes, right. Learn what color you should call blue and what color you should call red, and what color you should call white, and what color you should call black. You know, it's all systematical. Yes. If the eyes them know the depths of this thing, yeah, you see it. Eh, remember, there's a lot of awakening that we have to do. You know, we are awakening for generations that has passed us. Yeah, so we are awakening for all those generations that passed before us. And so there is milestones of debris we have to take off of our surface to become free and to be and to fly once again like the eagles them in the sky, to renew ourselves as the same eagles, to regain our youthfulness once again by word, by thought, by feeling, by being. Yeah, nothing outside ourselves. Everything within, we complete already. Your sight. Complete. No failure found. No imperfection found. You see it. Yeah, man, so more love and glory. And remember to practice faith, you know. Because it is written, you know, you must work your faith, you know. Because faith without works is dead. And works without faith is dead. You see it. So you see the 9 to 5 working for someone, that work without faith is dead. Carry you no way. And faith, when you say you have faith but you can't work it, you can't see the things them that you're desiring, the life that you're desiring manifested, you're not working it, then it's dead. You know? And before I forget, well, since I remember, shouldn't even use the word forget, you know? I should say, as I remember, mighty heart of length to all the eyes them going through, all the ones them that is holding their fasting and praying for the 40 days and 40 nights. You see it? Yes. The becoming, you know, the walk of the rebirth. You see it? Keep it holy. Yeah, man. I give strength to each and every eye going through. Likewise, to my Islam brothers and sisters who is holding their Ramadan. You know, not even water is their slogan. Yeah, man. Firm discipline that. And many of I and I need it. You know what I'm saying? Because we are not disciplined in thought. And by fasting, you train yourself to become disciplined in thought and in deed. So fasting is great. And the more you do it, the more discipline you acquire. You see it? So for anyone who is seeking discipline, yeah, go eat a fast, jump on this fast with them, with the eyes, them who going through the Lenten fast or the Ramadan fast. And be true to self. Be honest with self. You know, if it's say from sun up to sundown, no food in the mouth, not even water, don't let it slip. You see it? Hold it firm. You know, most of the time you would have say, well, you know, even through that time too, you ain't really supposed to be working. You know? Yeah, man, but you got some angels on the battlefield that even when they're working, they got to do what they got to do. Them still a do it. Them still out there do what them have to do. You know what I'm saying? So royal blessings to them, great strength. You know, they are the man that is meditating in the marketplace, apart from the man that meditating on the mountain top with stillness. You know, so we give glory to them said way. You know, royal blessings to each and every eye, and I give thanks to each and every eye that join in with I and come and sit and hold supper upon the Sabbath, you know, where we can sit and just reason with each other. Love and bless up each other, you know, and strengthen each other in the way, you know, that we must understand that we are that which we experience. Besides, we are the cause of it all. good, bad, or indifferent, we are the one doing it to ourselves. Yes. And by taking accountability of our experienced reality, we will come to make the necessary changes to make our life on earth heaven, or our heaven that we desire to see manifested. You know, so more love and glory, blessings to each and every eye, you know. Yeah, man, much love, great man. You know, because we are all great, you know. We are all one, you know. Remember, it is one Christ, one eye of the mind, one imagination. His sight is not no separate one in me and one in you, is one. And that one is all of us. You see it, all of I and I is that one mind. You see it? Yeah, man. So in the oneness of mind, I am. And until such time, just full joy that is them, you know, presence in life. You know, let go of the worry and the anguish and the striving and the toiling. You know what I'm saying? And know that life taketh care of life, and there is nothing to worry about, and regain back your identity. You see it? Go back to Abraham. Become Abraham. Go and free your brother Lot, which is your body, out of bondage of the system, the bondage of the kings. You see it? Which is the authority figures in the world. All these authority figures that you have placed over your bodily self. You must free yourself from them. And when you free yourself from them and take back identity or control of identity of self, then shall the Prince of Peace, Holy Melchizedek, arrive and visit you. But when he arrives to visit you, so shall the King of Sodom himself come. And you shall have a discussion with them, and you shall make a choice as to which road you choose to walk. So, the road of Melchizedek is a self-appointed one, inwardly. And no man can appoint no man in the order of Melchizedek. A man is appointed by his inner man in the order of Melchizedek. You see it, you know? Straightforward. And yeah, some might say it, so I will say it. Touching King Emmanuel, he did no wrong. He taught the same thing. That every man must arise within himself, the God that he is. And by doing so, Melchizedek shall arrive and appear to you. Decide. But many didn't take it that way. And they look outwardly and they deem them as Christ outwardly. And not seeing that the same man that they see sit before them, that they're calling Christ, is the same man that they are calling that man Christ. Hey, you know, so it's just a blessing, you know. You know, it's not a condemnation. It's a reproving. You see it. We don't condemn. We don't correct. We reprove. You see it. We do not debate. You see it. We don't rouse an ansness. We just reprove. Speak your word. You see it. And speak it whole. And it shall reprove every error that is set out there, once its foundation is on the truth. You see, there is nothing that we have to do to anyone. Just put forth your word, and your work is done. Trust in your word, for your word is life. That life which is your word, is the light in man, the light in you, your imagination. And it dwelleth in darkness, which is you, the darkness that holds the light. But the darkness can't comprehend what this light is. Why? Because we was taught wrong. But for many that accept the teachings of Christ, the teachings of your imagination is God, shall be given the power to become sons of God or sons of the Father. The true expressions of the consciousness within. You see it, my royal people. So we give thanks to the eyes them once again, man. I, man, will step out at this moment, you know. Royal blessings, you know, it's always a joy with I, you know, to hold up with the eyes them and just reason and share our mind, you know. Because it's one mind. And when I put it out there, it shall enter into all minds, you know. Besides, it is free to enter into all minds, you know, and with diligent meditation, the eyes will come to see the truth for the eyes themselves and not just listen to what I man say. But the eyes shall see it and experience it for the eyes themselves. And then the eyes them will come forth and express it the same way. Besides, because you can't have a testimony without a testament, so to say, or without a demonstration of result. So you can't testify without results. The only way you could testify is with results. Besides, yeah, the only way you can testify is with results. So seek to gain results. Then you will be able to testify. Then you will be able to come and talk aside and speak and teach and share the knowledge, you know, because we are all waiting for it. You know, we all waiting for it, not just I, we all waiting for it. You know, so don't hold back, come forward to each and every eye. Go within, you know, get that part of the puzzle and come out and speak it so we can join it all as one. You know, it's not condemnation, it's a joining. Let's join the puzzle together. We are all one consciousness. So if we are all one consciousness, they all make the whole one. Join it together. Don't separate it. It becomes a bigger and a brighter picture. And then you'll be able to understand it better. You see it. Everyone is right. No one is wrong. But everyone is right. And we must come to overcome this. So until time, royal blessings, family. Intent. Sure. Yes, I most naturally. You know, I don't think I would really do it on, you know, maybe, you know, but probably one-on-one, you know, that I will have to get the eye, you know, WhatsApp number or something like that, and, you know, or maybe I get inspired and I do one where I wrap my hair and show, you know, but everything in time, you know, something of the nature will come forth, you know. I can't withhold that from the eye. You know, I have to give that which is presented before I to give, you know. You know, and that is our knowledge easily to give. It's right? So just as we teaching, you know, in order for you to receive from your Father anything you want when you desire it, when you're asked something, you do it, you give it. It's right? And that mind that give it every time it's asked, when you ask your mind for it, you will get it every time. You know, it's like you're oiling the machine, you're oiling the chain. Yeah. You're oiling the chain by doing good. You know, by being compassionate with people, by being merciful and forgiving with people. You see it? And like the Our Father prayer, you know, because within the Our Father prayer is the formula, you know. You see it? Because it say, give us today our daily bread. Forgive us of our trespasses. You see it? And as we forgive those that trespassed against us, we are not leading ourselves into temptation. So when you forgive others that trespassed against you, you wouldn't lead yourself into temptation, but you're actually delivering yourself from all evil. Because you are the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So you are the one doing it all. So when you forgive, you free yourself from all condemnation, all evil. But when you condemn yourself to all evil. Right? Food for thought. And I will leave on that one there. So until such time, you know, I'll greet the eyes them and meet the eyes them in the next strong and the next Sabbath. I might put out a reel or do a video this strong here, you know, for the eyes them, you know, and I don't believe in that bunch of posting every day, trying to catch people attention and all these things. No. Everything have its time. Everything has its place. And that's what I believe. I come when I am told, when I am sent. When I am sent with a message, I come and I give it. If I am not sent with a message, I ain't just coming on the tube or going on Facebook or YouTube to go just blabber my mouth just because I am out to talk. But to each his own. Some have to do that because that is what they're desiring. They're looking for things like that, so they have to do those things. You know, they're seeking certain outcomes. I seek no outcome. I am all outcomes. You see it? And I do my part. And I live good. And I hold the highest thought. And that highest thought shall be my reality. And I worry not. You know? So to each and every eye, you know, live in accordance to the eyes them own thoughts, to the eyes them own desires. Live in accordance, in alignment with who you're desiring to be, with what you're desiring to experience. You see it? Once you come to a decision, yes, once you come to a decision of who you desire to be, make it permanent. Make it complete. It is done. That is it. And then do not turn your consciousness or your awareness from that reality. Simple. You know, so it's a practice. And practice makes perfect. Right? So we are seeking perfection. But we are seeking that perfection through practice. You see it? So royal eyes, we do give thanks, royal blessings once again to each and every household. May the eyes them house be filled with health, wealth, and prosperity. Happiness, splendor, and harmony going through. Whole I am. Royal blessings, esoteric. And we will link up soon to do that head wrapping thing. You see it? Or maybe I just do a video. You know, in a business that way. Until such time, blessed love.